Welcome back to Brewmatures. Today we've got an exciting one. It's Rare Dose from Cycle Brewing. This beer is an interesting one, so it's time to take a look at the bottle. The bottle design is really interesting. It's got like an optical illusion going on when you move it back and forth. The R1 pops out. Whiskey barrel aged imperial stout. So they're not telling us what kind of whiskey. So that's interesting to me, just because if it's bourbon, usually they say bourbon barrel aged stout. So I'm just wondering if they did like a Scotch, or if they did, I don't know, like a Tennessee whiskey maybe. Okay. Because those are all going to impart different flavors to the beer. So it'll be interesting. I would love to know why they didn't say bourbon barrel aged or Scotch barrel aged, or who knows. Maybe they put it in a Fireball.
I mean, like you mentioned, the design. I like the design a lot. It's simple, black and white, but it's very eye-catching. We got the R1 right here. Well, Rare Dose, but that's a cool design, man. I like it. I like the font, everything, just everything about the beer. It's not like, you know, the artwork isn't like big, complex, but it's very simple, but very, yeah, it's nice and intricate.
It goes back to that whole saying, like, keep it simple, stupid. You know, because being simple can sometimes go a long way.
Yep. But I mean, it's simple, but it's very well designed.
Yes, I agree. It's funny because Rare Dose, it's like, yeah, dose means two in Spanish, but also it could be like a rare dose of like a drug. Yep. I don't know how often they brew this. There's no bottling date on it. And there's also no alcohol percentage on it, so that's really interesting. As a whiskey barrel-aged stout, I would expect it to be at least 11%.
Mm-hmm. And then we got Cycle Brewing, which is from Florida.
St. Petersburg, Florida. Shout out to y'all.
So, I mean, I'm excited to try it. I mean, it doesn't have any add-ons, like you mentioned before. So, I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, they're a relatively new brewery. It looks like established in 2018. Mm-hmm. So, I'm excited to get to it and try it.
Should we pop it open?
That's enough talking. Let's get to drinking. It's time to end the anticipation. And not that way, apparently. All right.
Bottle cap, nice and simple. Ooh. There we go, baby. Some jet fuel.
Black gold. It doesn't look super viscous, which sometimes you get with a barrel-aged stout.
I mean, by the looks of it, it kind of just looks any other stout. But
I mean, it definitely, to me, chocolate on the nose, and it smells similar to bourbon barrel-aged stouts, which I assumed this was because bourbon is so common in the United States. So I don't know why they just say bourbon barrel-aged stout.
It smells good, man. I like the notes on it.
Yeah, and see, this excites me because we're getting chocolate, but according to the bottle, there's no cocoa nibs added. There's nothing that's supposed to give it chocolate flavor. Yes, that's just base stout. Remember we talked about this. This is the base stout, and it's the aging process, and that's going to give it all the flavor.
Okay.
So that's exciting. So we'll see if it comes through on the palate right now.
All right. I'm nervous but excited. Right. Cheers. Oh, wow. That's surprising that you said it doesn't have like any cocoa nibs or anything.
Yeah, I mean, not according to the bottle. Unless they're hiding it from us, but I'm holding them, you know, assuming they're being honest.
It's smooth, it's nice.
And we don't know what the alcohol percentage is either. That's interesting. Usually most beers have the alcohol percentage on them. Mm-hmm. This one does not have it. But whatever the alcohol percentage is, I feel like it hides it well.
Depends on what it is. If it's 2%, well.
No, there's no way you age it in a whiskey barrel and it's only 2%. It's got to be at least 11.
Yeah. It's nice. I mean, I do get the chocolate kind of stout flavor. But
oh yeah, it's got like it's chocolate, and then it goes to like a dark chocolate on like the finish.
This is definitely one I can see myself sipping on.
Oh yeah.
Like hanging out with people, friends.
Yeah. This is a man's wine right here.
Do you all right, tasting this one, the base one, do you feel like you like this one more than you like the other ones with add-ons?
With the adjuncts, it's
like if you had to choose and you wanted to just enjoy one, a nice one without, would you go with like something like this, or would you go with something like raspberry, blueberry, or some other?
I think it depends what the adjuncts are. Mm-hmm. Because this is a great beer. I'm going to say it right now. This is a great beer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is.
And if this truly is just the base stout, then it's impressive. I've had stouts that are just the base stout, like Bourbon County, which we'll get to soon. But their base stout is similar to this. There's a little more going on, in my opinion, in those. But it's up there with that, and that's impressive. Especially their new brewery, only been around 3 years now. What did you ask me? Would I prefer the adjuncts or not?
Yeah, would you choose this over, like, this is a great beer, without question. Well, to us, based on our opinions, great beer. But would you have this one, or would you have one with like the little flavor on it?
Depends the mood I'm in, and it depends on the adjuncts.
What if you can choose any adjunct versus this? You feel like you're kind of searching and hoping for that little extra flavor?
Maybe, but there's also a part of me that enjoys the fact that just this, the beer itself, plus whatever the whiskey barrel's giving it, that little bit of like heat on the end of it, I really enjoy that. That's enough for me right now. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to add too much stuff to your beer. Then it gets a little gimmicky, which is fine. I mean, every adjunct, every beer has its place and time, but this is a very pure example of the barrel-aged stout category. Mm-hmm. But that being said, there's a time and place when, I do want raspberry, like we did Jam the Radar. There is a time and place for a salted caramel. There is a time and place for blueberry with marshmallow. And I mean, there's times where I'm in the mood more for something with a little bit of that flavor, but it's hard to choose. It's like choosing between your children, basically. Do you want the one who's athletically gifted and gonna get a scholarship to Harvard, or do you want the one who's got a 5.0 and gonna get a scholarship to Harvard? That's where I'm at on these.
So you have one, you just can't say it.
Shh, they're listening, dude.
No, but the thing about it too is, like, I don't know, maybe just because we've had a few of those stouts, I just kind of...
You find yourself searching,
but it's a great base, like, whiskey aged beer. Like, the thing about it, you said it has no chocolate nibs or anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, it kind of tastes like it does. I mean, it's just the aging process and the stout wise, but it's a good beer. I mean, it's not like it doesn't have any flavor.
Yeah,
it does. It's great. It's smooth. And
that's what you'll find in a lot of that. The stout mash bill is a lot of the coffee flavors, chocolate flavors, and the fact that you can barrel age it and make it taste like, yes, we added cacao nibs. Mm-hmm. I mean, this has more chocolate flavor than some beers that say we added cacao nibs, and that's impressive. I would say Cycle Brewing has found themselves a great base beer here, and if they want to do a rare dose, with blueberries, or con fresas or whatever, dude, they got it. This is the aged over 1 year variety. They do have just a rare dose stout, and I think the barrel aging definitely did the trick on this one. I'm interested now. Now I want to try the regular. And I want to try the R² version they have of this.
Okay.
Just to see what the difference is. So you said you find yourself searching a little bit more for other flavors?
Maybe just a bit, just because we've had a few recently, with the barrel aged. with a little like chocolate or raspberry or whatnot. But it doesn't take anything away from this beer. I mean, it's good. It has the chocolate. The chocolate it doesn't have any, but it definitely is there in the flavor. It's smooth. It's a good beer. I mean, it's just, I guess, preference, like you said. You know, depends on what you're in the mood in. If you just want a nice, non-dessert, nice, smooth beer, then yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely, for those of you who don't like adjuncts, this is a beer for you. If you're a purist out there and you believe that beer should just be beer with the hops and the malt, and if you're going to barrel age it just the barrel flavor, then this is a beer that you're really going to be into. So we ended up looking up the beer on Untappd, and it turns out it's 11%, right where I thought it would be. How do you, knowing it's 11%, how do you feel about that?
I mean, at that percentage, I kind of thought, I mean, I would have figured it would have been at that percentage. I mean, I didn't know exactly. You know, you took a guess, you got it. But
it was skill, but you know.
It's a nicely aged stout. It's smooth. It's not like you can't taste the alcohol,
And I think,
it doesn't hit you.
yes, until until it's too late.
Yeah, but I mean, it's more of a one you want to enjoy type of beer, you know, like any other stout.
I think most barrel aged stouts are just you pour them, you sip, and you're relaxing.
But it does have that like chocolate. I get more chocolate than coffee though.
Yeah, I get like the term roasty. It's kind of roasty at the end. I wouldn't say coffee, but it's definitely dark chocolate to that finish where you could almost kind of have like that coffee aftertaste. Like after you take a sip of coffee and you down it, and then the aftertaste of that a little bit. But definitely more dark chocolate than coffee.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think the barrel aging, you get more of that whiskey into your stout, and that's always going to give it a little bit of that whiskey flavor. It's going to give it a little bit of that alcohol-y numbingness to your tongue. But that's part of it that I kind of enjoy. But there's no alcohol bite, and it's very smooth.
Yeah.
I know it's an overused term for whiskey and a little bit for beer, but it's not biting you in the back of your throat. It's not spiky on your tongue at all.
It's not like we would like take a sip and it's like, oh, it's like an 11%. You know, we just kind of figured just because it's a, you know,
I assume
aged stout. But it's not like it's gonna be like, oh, you can taste alcohol. It's gonna, no, I mean, it's, like you said, you know, smooth, overused, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of creamy, chocolatey. But
yeah, I would love to know what bourbon, if it is bourbon. Cycle Brewing, if you're watching, let us know. I would love to know what bourbon it is, because, man, I would love to do a tasting of different stouts that are aged in different types of bourbon. Just to see, does it matter if it's a $150 bottle of bourbon barrel that it aged in, or the $30? You know, is it going to taste similar, or is it all the same?
yeah.
I mean, I got this off Tavor, Cycle Brewing. I'll be looking for you guys again. It tastes great. I'm very happy with it.
With that, I mean, I am too. It's a good beer. I mean, I enjoy it. Top 10?
No.
Your stouts, no?
Nope. I don't think so. But then again, I've never written out my top 10.
But I mean, there's more that come to mind that you would just pick, you know?
Yeah, like I think Bourbon County based stout is better than this, in my opinion. I've had the luxury, though, of trying a 2015 from them that was not tainted. I know that year has some tainted bottles. And I've had, 2018, 2019 from them. And there's just a little bit more depth, in my opinion, in those, in that stout. There's a little bit more toffee and caramel, almost, notes to it. And that base stout, and I prefer that. But if you don't, then this is probably better for you if you like chocolate and roastiness.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I don't really get any of those like top of top. It's just kind of dark chocolate, smooth dark chocolate, and that's it. What do you think you would rate it?
Rating wise, I'm gonna give this a 4.5.
4.5. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very, very good barrel aged stout. I mean, I'm not a brewer, so I don't know what they can improve on. But like I said, I find that I like Goose Allen's Bourbon County base stout, their bourbon barrel aged version, a little bit more appealing to me. But I feel like I'm really crossing hairs here. I mean, we have the luxury of being able to get that easily out here.
Yeah.
On the East Coast, I don't know if they're able to get it as easily. And if Cycle Brewing's near you, then this is a great substitute, a great option for bourbon barrel aged stout.
I guess I would say 4.25, 4.5. Like you mentioned, we've just maybe lucky enough to be around other places that have great stouts. I'm not saying this isn't. This is a really good stout, really great stout. But we've had other ones that I would take over this. Not putting this one down. It's smooth. It's chocolatey. If you want that base, like it says it is, perfect. If you have access to it, pick it up. But
definitely. I think I saw on Tavor that they had other stouts that were like strawberry, and at some point it was months ago. And now I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't have the money. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was the rare dose with it, but it was other stouts that had Cycle Brewing. Yeah. And now I'm kind of like, oof, if I see them again. See, I mean, this is a stout that catches your attention of a brewery, and you think, I'm going to try this brewery again.
Looking on it, it's good. But having other ones that have that little extra taste.
A little something extra, yeah. And that's fine. I mean,
that's fine. It's not knocking this beer. I would get it 4.2.5, 4.5 out of it. 5.
And that's another thing, too, is if we lived near Cycle Brewing, I could see myself going in and having a little taster glass of this. No problem. I mean, you're not paying for a whole bottle. You could pay for a taster, and that's perfectly fine. So, like, if you live near Cycle Brewing, Florida, looking at you, go check them out.
I mean, one of the things that caught my eyes, the flavor, but I still go back to the design. I like this design, the whole stripes, 3D R1, the simplistic rare dose. The bottle itself is it's nice to me, man. It catches my eye. If I got this beer, picked it up randomly, and then just didn't know what it was, nothing about it, poured myself a glass, took a sip, I'd enjoy it. I like it.
That's basically what we did.
I would, yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I enjoyed it. I really like it. I guess it just falls back on it's not gonna stop me from trying other beers if I see this one as opposed to other ones I haven't tried.
Yeah, it's not a favorite. It's not if you're in a bottle shop and you have your favorite beer and you see that they still have a bottle left, this one isn't going to be that one. It's not going to stop you from buying something else you've gone in to buy. I have bottles of beer that are like that, where if a bottle shop still has a particular, beer that a brewery has made, I'll stop and I'll buy that beer instead of buying something new.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's only 11%, but if you go from having a Modelo to this, there's a difference.
I'm sure they've seen a difference in the start of the video to the end of the video.
Would you say there's a few breweries we tried that would want us to hop on a plane and go try it out?
Yeah.
Do you think, not knocking this one, this is one of them?
Not yet, because I want to see what else they got. This is our first beer from them. Before I go getting on any planes, paying any fees and all that stuff, I want to see what else they got. But this is a great first impression.
Yep.
We're swiping right.
Swiping right.
Maybe even a super like. Well, that's it for today's beer review. Leave us a like, comment down below any beers you'd like to see us try in the future. Find us on Instagram and Untapped. Hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when we upload new videos. And until next time, we're the Brewmatures, trying every beer from around the world. One sip at a time. Cycle Brewing, is it? Cycle Brewing.
Oh, yeah.
Tiny ass letters right there. That does it for today's beer review. Comment, like, and subscribe. Oh God. Man's a playing a song and we'll be okay. When man's like, yeah, it's a party in the USA.
No.
What happened?
Memory card full.
Already? This guy.
Yeah.
Delete the footage from the wedding, bro. I'm just kidding.
I probably will, actually. Ah, just kidding.